think we have to start with Manchester City against Tottenham Hotspur. On paper, when I saw this, when you look at all of Tottenham's absences, having to play 2 fullbacks at centre back in this game, seeing how City reacted after the first goal, I thought, all right, this is going to get really ugly very quickly. Yeah. But guess what? It didn't. And it came down to, finished 3-3, and it came down to, and I hate to start with referees, but we really have no choice here. Mm-hmm. It came down to your man, Simon Hooper. Yeah. And this decision he made at the end where Erling Haaland gets fouled in his own half, falls over, and then immediately gets up, and then hits the ball into space forward where Jack Grealish is through on goal. Yeah. What Hooper does is, it looks to me like he appears to signal for advantage. And by the way, advantage is not a law of the game, right?
He did. You're right.
There's discretion.
He sort of went,
his arm gesture makes you think he's signaling for advantage.
Exactly.
And then he blows the whistle after the ball gets to Grealish. I can't work it out. I think it's a mistake. It's a brain fart. That's simply what happens. And he hadn't refereed badly until that point at all.
He'd done well.
It looks to me even as if like he puts his whistle to his lips but doesn't whistle and then changes his mind and then kind of...
It's bizarre. It's bizarre, isn't it? Because like you said, I think once Erling Haaland got fouled, if he had a blue straight away, then there's an argument to say,
he should have given advantage, but whatever.
Yeah.
Right?
The fact that he sort of paused, and you're right, the arm gesture and the whistle, he went to blow the whistle, didn't, and then sort of suggested, play on, and then blew the whistle. It was very, very bizarre. I worked with Shay Given last night, and the only thing he could think of is that the referee didn't see Jack Grealish once the ball was played over the top. I'm not really buying it. We're just trying to find an excuse because it was really strange from a referee who refereed the game, actually really good.
So, in other words, you're suggesting because he didn't see them, he says like, oh, well, there's no advantage because
there's no
Haaland's just booting the ball away.
Yeah.
So City are better off having a free kick.
Listen, that's the only thing we can come up with. I don't really buy that because surely the referee would have saw that Haaland flipped a little ball over the top to Grealish.
Well, you would also see all the defenders running back towards the goal. Why are they going there?
I know, Gab, I've got nothing for you.
I think when I see something so extreme, I don't think it's a question of competence. I think it's simply a question of freezing, of something that can happen to any of us in any minute.
Definitely.
I don't think this makes him a bad. I don't think he's a great referee, but I don't think this makes him a bad referee. This makes him somebody who made a horrendous mistake.
He'll be gutted, Simon Hooper. He'll be gutted last night.
I would hope so.
No, he will be, because they pride themselves on officiating, and he actually refereed the game really well. And that one little thing right at the end of the game, or it might be a big thing, is sort of tarnished the game that he had. And it was a shame that he made that decision, because how do you try and explain it? That's the thing. If it's a routine error or a mistake that you can go, well, I see what he's tried to... It was just so bizarre because he allowed play to go on. And then blew the whistle.
You want to make a bet PGMOL issues some kind of apology in the next 24 hours? And then that's fair enough. I have no problem.
What can they do?
This isn't like the VAR in the Tottenham game where there's 4 of them. No. And yes, you could have still remedied. There's nothing nothing could be done here. I want to talk about Spurs for a minute because, as we mentioned, so many players out. We talk about Ange Ball. Everybody playing the same way. Oh, look, they don't change their approach to the game, which they did at the beginning. I thought they did a little bit when Højbjerg came on for Heel, just simply because he's a different player with a different skill set. Are you going to blame some City defending for the fact that Spurs were able to come away with a point? Because from Ederson on the first goal,
he made the mistake.
To all right, Lo Celso. It's a great finish, but again, you wonder some of the positioning on some of those goals.
Well, I worry about Man City slightly. Even
Kulusevski as well. Like, he jumps like a kangaroo.
I mean, this is like a huge contradiction because I worry about Man City in terms of only 4 clean sheets in the league so far, 5 in all comps. That's a worry for Pep. And the amount of goals that they've leaked over the last couple of weeks is a worry.
Leipzig as well.
Exactly, against Leipzig in the Champions League. And that was very unlike City over the last 2 or 3 years. It was more City about 5 years ago on transition and counter. They looked all over the place. They're starting to look a little bit like that, where defensively you can get at them. At the same time, Gab, if you score 3 against them and you still don't win the game, it tells you how much firepower they've got.
Oh yeah,
and they haven't even got De Bruyne back yet. So it's like
no.
I don't think Pep's in a panic.
There's no arguing. I think I don't think Pep's panicking, but I don't think he likes to give up goals like that.
No.